Hello and welcome to another episode of Victorious Circle. I'm Pastor Jimmy, and today we will be continuing our topic on backgrounds. We've had a lot of feedbacks and people have written to us to say, let's really dwell a little bit more on this background. What do you mean by this background? And we will be looking at it in terms of the mathematics of marriage or mathematics of relationship. So today we will look at, I will define what a positive background is, and we discover what a negative background is. So positive background, this is a place where there's love, there's understanding. In every relationship, there's some level of love, but genuine love, understanding, where they have learned to resolve matters without aggression, where they have learned to understand each other and respect each other. So just watch those keywords: respect, understanding, communication. If something happens, you talk about it and you know when to talk about it. It's not at the heat of the moment. They've mastered that. Nobody came, there was no perfect, positive environment, positive background. They have just learned over time, intentionally learning how to cope, how to resolve conflicts. So that is against that backdrop of positive, where they have learned to communicate, to discuss, to have, to understand, to respect each other. So now we come to definition of a negative background. This is where we resolve everything in aggression, whether speech, whether physical, whether I withhold finances from my partner because I'm angry and so I'm financially abusing him or her until they come crawling back. And you also find in negative backgrounds, people bear malice, they don't talk to each other. And usually the one with the upper hand, is the one that uses these, how do I call it? Uses these weapons as its way, to really inflict that abuse on the other person. So you find out that everything must end in either I'm begging, I'm appealing, when you hit me, when you shove me, when you push me, when, your anger is expressed, not with communication, not in respect, not in love, but everything is aggression. I must show strength. I must deal with this issue in strength so that the next time he doesn't talk to me like that, the next time she wouldn't talk to me like that. There's no respecting that. So against this two backdrop of positive background, negative background, we are now saying, so what happens? Am I doomed? If I come from a positive background and my partner is from a negative background, am I doomed? Is there no salvation for that relationship? Of course there is. And now I'm coming to, you must be intentional about these differences. If I come from a place where it's just fight and aggression and negative words and abuses that we use to settle quarrels and conflict and disagreement, there will always be disagreement in your relationship. Don't let anybody deceive you. Even the marriages that we consider perfect, there are disagreements. It's just the way they have made up their mind to resolve conflict. So you find out that during your courtship, during your dating, these are the things you're talking about. Let him say it, let her say it, let her express herself that, I've come from this type of background. I really don't like it because I've come to your house several times and I really don't see this aggression. And the two of you now make up your mind that this is the belief system that we will carve in our own marriage. We respect each other. There are usually, it's not everything that is negative, even from what we have defined as negative background. So you should be able to learn a few things, and one of the things that really we would need to learn, usually you find out that from the one we defined as positive, where the children are sheltered. We really don't know much about what operates in the world. So usually we don't know the true world, that the marketplace where these children, these people will grow up and functioning. Whereas in the other side at times, they have like this whole 9 yards of what the world is about, who you will meet in your marketplace, who you meet when you go to work and all that. So you can bring that strength from that negative background. You guys bring the positive also from the positive background, and you will now create your own core system. You create your own belief system, what you want to adopt, but it must be intentional. You just don't say, oh, I don't like that negative background that I came from, so I'm just going to forget it. And he says, okay, we will adopt my system, but the two of you are from two different backgrounds. You must talk about it, and you must resolve to adopt a system. It won't be perfect. It will evolve with time as you get to know each other. It will evolve, but one thing I know is that a lot of communication before you get into marriage, a lot of communication. So for this episode, we've been able to define, because this will come up in other episodes, what we mean by this positive background, this negative background, but we are not doomed. If we are from different backgrounds, we take the positive from both sides, and we come together and create our own core belief system. So with that, we end this episode. See you next time.